on TikTok. Let's see. Welcome everybody on TikTok. How are you? Let me know that you can hear me and see me all right. Okay. As soon as I get a heads up that my audio is good, I'm going to go ahead and get into it. All right. So again, welcome everyone on TikTok. Let me know if you can hear me and see me all right. Hope everyone's doing well in the heat. Welcome everyone on YouTube. All right. I got a few thumbs up already here on YouTube. Thanks so much, everybody. So should you be tuning in from one location and have trouble, go ahead and switch to the other. Both are at Ask Ivy. And hopefully everything holds up here. So, while I let people tune in, I want to make a couple announcements. We do have coming up the Psychic Mediumship course. If you guys have been debating over the years, if you need to take this course, if you want to understand the lost language, psychic, mediumistic, empathic, understand everybody ends up here eventually. I have checked out courses internationally. Nothing matches, if I do say so myself, my PEC method, the Psychology of Energy Communication method. It's going to fill in all the blanks and the gaps from where you don't understand whether you're into psychic mediumship or empathic work, energy work. So the Psychic Mediumship course for the fall semester starts on September 12th. You're going to go ahead, get yourselves registered. That's in the description above or below, depending on where you're tuning in. That's Ivy Rivera, psychicmedium.com. You can also go to Ivy League Psychicacademy.com. There are 2 pathways to learning, which means that if you don't really want to get certified through the Ivy League Psychic Academy and be up for gigs, be up for Ivy's Healing Call Center, if you just want to learn the basics without giving readings and being supervised by the teachers and things like this, you can go with Pathway 1, which is, I believe, like 10 video downloads. If you go with Pathway 2, it's 28 weeks. It's far more in-depth. You'll be working with me. You'll be working with the assistant teachers. If you get certified, you'll be up for hire at the Ivy League Psychic Academy. You'll be doing practice readings with the public, all kinds of things. Okay, so whatever you feel called to do. And there is a pay-as-you-go option as well. So check that out. Also, if you guys absolutely cannot afford the course and understand that Spirit tends to foot the bill every week, expect it to happen, but you can also apply to win the raffle. $2,100 value raffle tickets are on sale now on the website, and I draw that the day before class starts. Okay, so also coming up, my tours are starting. We are booking Naples beautifully. So I will be in Naples, Florida, and the Florida area. Let's see, that's the 15th to the 30th of November. And if you want to have me come to your town, if you want to book a gig, whether it be private or if you own a business, you want to do something more public, you can go ahead and here on YouTube, you can see up on the screen, you go to Rev Ivy Rivera at Yahoo, and or you can call the business phone number off the website and you could say, you know, I want to book her for a gig while she's in my town. Also, we will be in New Orleans somewhere between the end of December and I think the first 2 weeks of January. So if you want to book me for a gig in New Orleans, you could also do that. And if you don't already follow me on the newsletter, okay, you can go to the email that I mentioned and get updates there, or say, I want her to come to my town, and we'll get that on the map somehow. Also, The Symbology book, if you're not already on the early bird wait list, you can again go to revivrivera@yahoo.com. Get yourself on the early bird wait list for my Symbology book. I have taken the entire month of August off to work on publishing this book, and I'm thinking that, I might be able to hit around fall is my goal date. So what we're doing for the month of August is cutting out the Tuesday classes and just doing Ask IVs every Wednesday. So these will continue. I'll actually be doing more of these. And I am still available for reads. You guys can still book a reading up on my website, or we've got Ivy Ceiling Call Center 7 days a week. Okay. Anytime internationally, you guys can book a reading or a healing with one of my certified readers there. We have Open Circle coming up, $10 donation through Zoom or in person with myself and Christina Del Rey, our astrologer. We will be taking your questions. Everybody at Open Circle gets to ask a question. And so she'll be covering astrology. I'll be covering intuitive intelligence. This is August 18th at 9 p.m. Eastern. So go ahead and get your spot ahead if you want to do that. Walk-ins will be welcome also here at the headquarters in Dunkirk. I started a blog. Not sure what I'm doing exactly with that, but at least once a month. I do have a new blog running, so you guys can go on to, where is that? Okay, so ivyriverapsychicmedium.com/Ivy's blog to check that out. That'll be giving you updates on the tours and some behind the scenes stuff and the book and any new events that we have going on. Pretty fun. Christina Del Rey, our astrologer, her astrology basics course is back. We have not offered this since before COVID hit. So this is exciting. And it just became available through video download. What was it? Yesterday, August 1st. Okay. So check it out. It's up there. All right. I think that's pretty much everything. So we will be getting to your questions now. If you guys have not already posted, go ahead and do so at this time. All right, looks good. So welcome everyone. I'm Ivy Rivera. I'm a psychic medium, a Taino Arawak, and I own a school called Ivy League Psychic Academy, where I train people internationally in everything, ranging from psychic mediumship development to numerology, astrology, tarot, paranormal, empathic abilities, children as well as adults. You name it, we do it. So I hope to see you there. For a full list of classes, go to ivyleaguepsychicacademy.com. What you've caught here tonight is one of my Ask Ivy shows. I'll be doing these through the month of August every Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. After that, I'll probably be going back to bi-weekly on Wednesdays. And what I'm doing tonight is taking your questions. It could be psychic, mediumistic, empathic, paranormal, lost objects, whatever. Your finances, your love life. I do ask that when you post your question, you include names of anyone that you're referring to, living or deceased. And Mairead, my beautiful producer, will be taking those questions as Spirit leads her to, so we don't get bossy or nasty or greedy with Mairead. Donations are appreciated, but no, they are not required. And we are looking for an attitude of gratitude here. So she'll take them as she sees fit. And if you guys want to book a reading with me or an event, you can go to ivyriverapsychicmedium.com and get yourself scheduled for that. All right, let's go ahead and get into it, Mairead. What do we have? From Devin Romanoff. Hello, Ivy. Hi, Devon or Devin. I wanted to say thank you for all you do, especially with these readings. My question tonight is if my mom, Tanya, and her dad, Vince, have an important message for me, and thank you. You are so welcome. This is a great opportunity for people who either can't afford it or, just need the extra help in the middle of the week to get some guidance. And I appreciate your support very much. So Tanya and her dad, Vince, have an important message for you. Let's see what's coming up with us. When your mom comes in here, there's this sense of you being a train. What's it called? There was like a children's book called The Little Engine That Could. This is going way back, I'm sure. But it's like chugging along, pushing up the mountain and staying focused. And she says that this is what she wants you to do right now, that for the next couple weeks, you may be feeling like that's you. Like you are just trying to stay in focus, but make movement where there seems to almost be none or stagnancy, or that you're going backward even. And what she's doing is giving you the energy to keep pushing ahead. She said that right now your perception is right. Right now your head is straight. Right now you are feeling exactly what you should be in life. And you only need to know that in that truth, because you're coming from a place of love and honesty, you're going to get to where you need to be. You're going to get to where you're going. So keep your head straight, keep moving. And when I go over here with his energy, which is, I guess, your grandfather's energy, he makes me feel like there's something of celebration right around the bend. He lights up a cigar. He may have smoked cigars, but I feel like this is more symbolic of a celebration. And I want to say really within the next 2 weeks, I'm almost going from the second week into the third week. So possibly at about 2.5 weeks out, or 2 weeks and like 3 days ballpark. And it's almost like you get good news. So whether you're getting a raise, you're getting a promotion, you're getting elevated to that position that you want, this is a feeling of joy and celebration, but also a call to action for you to stop and take a deep breath and not forget that the little things in life that go well are the big things. That is a time for us to really stop and be grateful, and to not only celebrate, but to allow, ourselves to become like reinvigorated, okay, energized. So make sure you take the time to appreciate it as well. They love you very much. Keep going. Okay, our next one is from Carrie on TikTok. I feel no bond with my grandson, who was named after my late mother, Cameron. Will this ever change? I don't really know that it has to change. Sometimes we just don't have a deep connection with people, and blood doesn't make it any different. I would say that the people I share blood bonds with, I have the least connection with in the universe. I've met perfect strangers I have more bond with in like 10 minutes, So I don't think this needs to become anything else. I do think, and don't take this the wrong way, but sometimes when you're dealing with a child, you're dealing with a family member, something can happen that causes some feelings of chaos, or it can seem like a negative circumstance, and that adrenaline rush and that love that you have for them can sort of really come up to the surface very, very quickly, and it can form a bond that is unbreakable from that day forward. And so I always say, whether it's one of my kids, or it's one of my pets, or it's someone in my inner circle that I've let in, I find that sometimes I don't bond with them until there's some type of trauma. And I'm not saying it's going to be a horrific event, but it has to be enough to sort of kick that energy up. And it's sort of like problem solving, and caretaking. And I think that these things may occur, and every time something like that happens, it brings you in closer and closer. So just allow for the natural flow of things. And when that happens, it'll also give you sort of a silver lining on the situation itself, okay? Because that's life. Things do come up, and we should be looking for ways to alchemize them from negative into positive, okay? We have one from Frosty Icy 09. Is anyone doing any bad work on me, or am I just having bad luck? From Alicia Antonetti. No, I don't think anyone's doing anything worse to you than is happening on a regular basis. It's not like you're in a period of time where someone has an altar with like your head in the middle and like little pins, and you're having hoodoo attacks or anything like this. But I do think that the amount of negativity that you expose yourself to is significant. And I think that we sometimes believe other people around us that are toxic, that they need to have an agenda and a direction toward us in order to do damage. That is not the case. Just being exposed repeatedly to others with that level of toxic energy is toxic. I also feel that the drain on you is coming from you. I feel the majority of the drain, let's say 80%, 85% of this is coming from your outlook. You have not reached a point in life yet where you see every beating as an opportunity, where you see every downfall as an upgrade, and every trial and tribulation as a point of power and an opportunity to conquer over whatever it is that's going on. This is really about alchemy. This is about you understanding that life is jam packed with lessons and obstacles, and that those are supposed to be taken seriously, seen as areas for improvement and mastering a skill. Possibly even in your case, gaining resources. Okay, so wisdom and possibly even financial gain, definitely power positions for you. But your goal in life is to avoid them. You want to escape that. This is a burden. I don't want to be dealing with this. Well, that's a normal, natural human reaction, but it is in fact dysfunctional in the larger scheme of things. The way the universe operates is that we're supposed to be seeing these situations as opportunities to level up and taking them head on. What does it mean? I think that anytime you feel that you're under some kind of attack or things are going sour, that's a great time for you to examine, be introspective and examine where that may be coming from inside you. Is there shadow work that needs to be done? Is there some type of resolution that you need to come to in regards to your lifestyle or your long-term goals? Are you living in alignment with your life contract? And I think you also need to look outside of you, which you already mentioned. Who are you surrounding yourself with? What's the environment that you tend to be in most of the time? And do you need to alter that in any way? I would also say, check out a free mini class I have here on YouTube at Ask Ivy. Go up in the playlist under mini classes and check out a class called Fighting the Dark. There's a part 1 and a part 2. And that has to do with every time you level up in life, you have new level, new devil. So that's part of what you're dealing with right now. Okay. All right. Let's move on to from Tasha on TikTok. Hi, Tasha. Hello. How will my pending divorce go? Will we remain cordial? Well, when I look over here to the future, there's an infantile nature that seems to just come to the surface and take over. They're using your guide's using the reference of Oscar the Grouch. All right. So what was the deal with Oscar the Grouch? He was just peeved all the time. All right. He was just irritable and like looking to stir the shit pot anytime anyone went near his garbage can. And I don't feel like this is going to happen right away, but it could come fairly early on in the divorce. So let's say within the first, 2 months or the first 2, court appearances or meetings or whatever you have. And I think that this staying cordial is up to you. Forget what happens on your ex-partner's end. You stay cordial. That's all you need to know. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about reactions. Don't worry about moves that are going to be made. Don't worry about games or toxicity. Forget it. Expect it. Work around it. You stay cordial. I think you're going to do a really good job of keeping your cool regardless of the situation. And this will help it to move faster and for you to manifest easier and tap into law of attraction. Stay focused on your own self. I do want to say thank you to donations coming in. I don't see them all, but I see some out of my peripheral when I can. Very much appreciated. Galactic Lola, I see yours here too. Thank you so much. Susanna Cruz, thank you for the donations. All right, moving on to Susanna. Hello, Ivy. Hi. I've been thinking about getting the Ozempic weight loss shot or weight loss surgery. I'm struggling with my weight. What do my guides say? Well, I can't prescribe a diagnosis, but when I go over here with your protector guide, I feel a big, huge no on the shot. This is, I'm super picky about anything that's going to pollute our bodies, right? If it didn't grow out of the earth, just be very, very cautious. The thing with this is it seems to eat away at your, the lining of your intestines or eat away at the organs or eat away at like almost like the sensitive parts. Obviously, I have no medical training. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is just how they're showing it to me. If we were to say that even like your veins and your arteries, right? All these little things inside, the goopy, fragile, soft stuff that we don't want, toxic chemicals, coming onto, it just feels to me like it's eating away at those structures. And like it's to be taken very seriously, the dangerous long-term effects that it could have. And I'm not saying that these long-term effects showed up in a big way in the studies. They may not have, or it may have been kind of cleverly omitted because it wasn't maybe a big enough deal. But I would be concerned about that. And for you personally, I would be concerned about that. Okay. So maybe it doesn't affect everybody, but it might affect you. As far as the surgery itself is concerned, I feel like that's an okay option for you. I mean, if I were to go with one of the two, and if they're telling you both, I would be cautious. But I feel better about that. I also don't know that it's a long-term solution. I feel like there are longer-term solutions for you that come through natural activities and changes and alterations. Okay. So I would have to go with a no on both of these. But if I had to pick one, I would do the surgery, which it sounds kind of crazy, right? Because that seems more invasive. Not in your case. All right. Good luck with that. From Toby on TikTok, what area or type of mediumship will I be working in? Thank you so much. Well, that's up to you, obviously. So you have to abide by your life contract or the mediumship will go sour. People can't just choose to like enter into mediumship and keep it high vibrational. We have to use discernment at all times because there are low level spirits and there are high level spirits. So with mediumship, you want to abide exactly by what is within your life contract. And that's not to say that you won't feel pulled in other areas or that you couldn't do other things, but it really needs to be balanced in this way. So I would say that if I'm looking at your life contract, I'm looking at spiritual work, light work, and where in mediumship you should be. It has a lot to do with two different things. First of all, death coaching. Now, I have this class up on my website. It's also part of my psychic mediumship course. So you can get it with the course or separate if you choose. But death coaching is the ability to help spirits that are earthbound to cross. It's also the ability to help families when a loved one is passing to communicate with that loved one before they pass from the spirit world. I call it playing both sides of the fence so that there's never a gap in communication. It's sort of like being a death doula. It's kind of like what hospice care workers do. You're helping someone to cross to the other side. But the way I train my students, you can also help the family to assist them in crossing to the other side, which means that the communication never breaks. This works if they're dealing with dementia, they're in a coma. I mean, all kinds of different situations. The old school myth, right? The old timers will tell you, oh, it takes a year to a year and a half for a spirit to communicate because when they die, they have to get acclimated with the other side. And all that's a lie. All of that is complete and total myth. We communicate telepathically and otherwise all the time with each other through the spirit world. And when people are in the process of passing, they get very, very skilled before they even go at that communication. It's really the living that doesn't understand the language. So it gets lost. And so you could help a lot with that. The other area I would tell you to work on is missing persons, criminal investigations. I have some classes of this also up on the website or as part of the course. But I think that you being able to solve a case, bring justice, clarity to a situation through communicating with the victim, spirit on the other side, is something you could be incredibly skilled at. And that has a lot to do also with your psychic ability. So look there. All right. From Toby. Oh, did I just read that one? I thought I saw it change. I'm going crazy. It's so hot in here. From Holly on TikTok. Should I return to my former career in engineering? No. So I hear an immediate no. And I felt like I couldn't breathe. It's almost like sometimes you reach a point in a relationship whether it's with another person or it's with your career or it's living in, a house, or it's being in an atmosphere where you just are suffocating, and that is it. That is done. That's when you're done. And so you have to pay attention to the physical and mental alert system that you have. Your red flag is feeling like you're crawling out of your skin, like you're dissatisfied, like you're not accomplishing your life contract, like you're not getting everything that you want out of this career. And it may have also caused nightmares for you. Or I should say, you staying too long, you were causing yourself to have nightmares, right? So you're trying to problem solve in your sleep, or like fight a battle, fight a war that you can't win until you leave. And so going back is almost like going back to like an abusive or toxic relationship, or just the answer is just no. Nope. Okay. We have another one from Uma. Hi, Ivy. Hi, Uma. Thank you for being so generous with your gift. Thank you very much for your support. I would like to know when my son, us, my son, us, will finally start working and earning in the career he is pursuing. Okay. Well, it feels like a little while, honestly. I was feeling within the next 2 weeks to 2 months, he would be gaining some footing. And then I was feeling more like 3 to 4 years out, he's going to be feeling like he is really in the flow that he wants to be in. And that has everything to do with the resources coming in. It has everything to do with the financial gain. More so even than the position. What may happen in between is some tweaking. So I would pass on to him, or if he's tuning in, I would say you shouldn't hesitate on rerouting yourself here and there. If you feel in your gut, if you feel in your bones that you should try something else, that you should be looking at another aspect within this career, that you should, because an opportunity came along that's in the ballpark, that you should take it for a while. I wouldn't be dead set against those things. Now, we don't want to get so distracted that you're off the rails, and you completely detour and you never finish what you set out to accomplish. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being fluid and flexible and understanding that when the universe presents you with a different type of opportunity, it could be part of the bigger plan. And for you, it will be. And sometimes things will sort of zig and zag, and you have to be ready to move with them, even if they're not forever. So have that attitude. I am going to go explore this. I am going to tweak this. I am going to take this opportunity. It may feel like a bit of a derailment, but you know what? I really only feel like I'm going to be there for 6 months anyways. And that's okay. And ultimately, I feel hitting between the 3rd year going into the 4th year, that money being there and more of what he's looking for in this position being there. Okay. Shauna DC. The past few nights, I have been having dreams that I am in an important meeting, but I could see myself from a different perspective. Any insights? 100%. So in my Meet Your Guides class and in my Coffee with Your Angels class, both classes are up on the website. You can purchase them, or you could take them with the Psychic Mediumship course. I talk about these dreams. I talk about in dreams class too. And what we're doing is working. Did you astral travel? You may have. You may have also woken up feeling discombobulated and almost like you cannot reattach to your body. You may have woken up with sleep paralysis, sleep apnea. You could feel like you're falling or getting sucked into a tunnel, right? Astral travel is actually kind of terrifying. The physical aspects of it are very disturbing. But once we're out there, we are traveling to these other dimensions. And we often go and work for angels, which is exhausting. You may wake up with an oil on your face. I call it the anointing oil. It's not sweat. It's nothing you put on. You don't know where the heck it came from. But that's the healing energy that we use when we're working under angels, trying to get something done in the universe. They are the healing entities of the universe. When we are working with guides, these could be, it's usually a combination of like your guides and other people's guides. You could be working on world events. You could be working to prevent. This week, we had a couple very disturbing things, some that didn't make the biggest headlines in the news, but really should have. We are in a very tricky spot right now in the world, and we are going to be working overtime at night to negotiate things and to bring a higher vibration to some very toxic situations that are going on with different governments. I'll leave it at that. And so we would see more of this type of kind of exhausting work where you're busy all night. You wake up, you know you were sleeping, but you can't remember specifics in your dreams, and it does not feel restful in any way. So you would also be working with other members of your soul tribe. Check in to see, while you were at more of a round table, more of a meeting, that you see if other people in your circle had a similar dream, because you may have even been there with them. Okay. So that's more when you're working with guides. It's like a think tank. It's like you're trying to get things done. Exhausting work. For sure. From Joelle, I would love to hear from you guys also in the comments. And I forgot to say this earlier. If you guys didn't already do so, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe. And if you want to become a member for all kinds of extras and monthly horoscopes and spirit messages, here on YouTube, hit the join button to look at the memberships. But thank you for giving this video a thumbs up. And I would love to hear from you guys in the comment section if you've also been having dreams like this. I may do a pop-up live here in the next week, depending on how things are going with world events. But this is going to become a bigger and bigger issue. And for many of you, it has been since 9/11. Moving on to from Joelle on TikTok. Hi, Ivy. Hi, Joelle. I'm excited to be your student this fall. I'm having a spiritual gathering. What do you see that comes through that? Okay. Well, I'm so glad to have you, Joelle. Looking forward to it. We'll get a lot done. What do I see from the spiritual gathering? I saw a fire. So this could be literally something that you're having, like a fire pit. Typically, though, this is symbolic. So take it however you understand it, of cleansing. And I heard drums. So when I do drum circles, we do it as part of a cleansing process. So you've got a double symbol there on cleansing. Drums are also typically used to feed energy in a group to assist in manifestation. So one of the things that you may be doing at this group is letting go of the old. Even if everybody just writes something down on a piece of paper and like burns it or tears it up or throws it in the circle, it's like, this is what I want to release. This is something common to do around the solstice. And then like a new piece of paper, and this is what I want to attract to me. It's almost like getting rid of an old contract, signing on to a new contract. I feel that there's a lot of powerful energy in this group. I also feel that you should be careful in the company you keep. Someone may want your position or be jealous of you. So sometimes in a spiritual group, you think everyone there is on board. And then you've got this like negative Nancy who's like wearing a mask, and you could feel the weirdness of the energy. It kind of changes everything in the room a little bit. I would clock that. What I like to do with situations like that is to, ahead of time, don't wait till you're in the thick of it, because that could be confusing, but ahead of time, ask who's going to be there and what kind of energy are they all bringing to the table individually, and see if you get a red flag on anybody. Interesting. Denise, will my daughter Sam, who is on the autism spectrum, finally find good friends? This past year has been horrible for her with toxic people. Thank you. When I go over here with Sam, she's got some bite to her. She's definitely got a way of being like, I'm done with you. Like, don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Don't think about me. Like, don't come near me. And then when people do, she kind of breaks all that down. It's like she tosses it out the window, and she just allows for herself to renege on the agreements she made with herself, backpedal, and be double-minded. So I think that the best thing that you can do with her is to talk to her about her intuition, how on point it really is, how, sort of like I was just saying to the last girl, watch everybody, clock everybody, trust no one. And if you get a red flag from someone, or they do you dirty one time, they're done. Okay, that's it. You don't need a house to fall on you or multiple houses to fall on you in order for you to properly protect yourself. And I think that if she can just get a little bit faster with that, and if you can help her to identify when it's happening, because she has a tendency to also want to shove things down. When she's experiencing something uncomfortable, I feel like Sam has a category, and it's like all feelings that are not rainbows and butterflies are bad, and that she puts them in a category. And it's like, no, 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 no. A lot of feelings are in a gray zone, and they're an opportunity for you to use your free will to make choices. They're not bad. They're just tainted with some kind of negativity because you're supposed to use that and alchemize that into positive action. So if you work on this area, yes, I feel she'll be attracting higher quality friends. And within the next year, 2 years and 2 months, it's going to get easier in general because she's got some very sweet souls who are, they're like people who don't think that way. They don't think to cause problems, and they're not hustling anybody. She's got a couple of these coming in, and that's always a really beautiful energy. So let's see. We're going to move on to from Paul on TikTok. My nanny, Ellen, just recently passed. Is she okay? And does she have any messages? Okay, for me. Let me see what I'm getting with Ellen. So when Ellen comes in here, she's holding your right hand down, and this is your power outside. So what I feel we're talking about here is you remembering who you are in the world. She wants you to keep your chin up. She wants you to keep a smile on your face and not to allow for naysayers around you, negative circumstances in the world, stressful situations at work, whatever it is, to drag your energy down, to pull you down. She wants you to keep putting your power out. And she said that she's going to be helping you on this journey because it's almost like where you're going, you're leading into more either management positions, greater communication with the public, and it is going to require that you are applying that level of power, okay, out in a literal way, but it's going to affect you very positively. She wants you to know that she's okay and that she did not suffer, okay? And she's with you at night also. What does that mean? She's with you at night. That means she's probably going to be showing up in your dreams if she hasn't already, really soon, okay? That's a visit in real time. That is a beautiful thing. All right, we have another one from Keisha Hall. Hi, Ivy. Hi, Keisha. I just experienced a trauma in my home because of my ex. When will I sell my home and move? Thank you. You're welcome. When will you sell the home and move? This is going up and down over the course of a year. So what that means, okay, is that we have a few different opportunities. Sometimes when we're working on sale of a property, it can look like it's a done deal, and then it's almost like a regression or something happens in contract or a negotiation falls through. I would expect, okay, and you have a grandmother who comes through here who's a very bold energy, but she had an incredible amount of patience. I can hear her humming and I can hear her singing, and her songs are all about like faith and patience, faith and patience. I pity the fool who would cross her. So she knew when to lose that patience and to push. Okay, I see what she's saying. So you have to know when to push, and you have to know when to hold back and be like, look, I've done everything I can. I'm going to let this thing work its way out. Okay. And this can happen 3 times over the course of the upcoming year. Now, that's not a guarantee because it's in a free will zone, which means there are way too many hands in the pot for me to give you a 100% guarantee on these things. But I see a sale going forward, pulling back, going forward, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And then ultimately it feels like the right person comes in and may just grab it up. That one may happen overnight. So you are either going to probably, narrowing this down, you're probably either going to find yourself in a longer term negotiation with somebody and getting what you want, or really, really close to it, being okay with it. Or you're going to find that somebody comes in and snatches it up, okay, right away. And you're really getting what you want. And it's very, very quick, like 30 days, I'm out of here. And so soon, I would almost say we're going to hit that 9-month mark out from here. That's my best guess based on what I'm looking at. She'll be helping you through this process. She will be reminding you when it's time to push, bite, speak, okay, and when it's time to pull back and let it play out. Good luck. Karen McConnell says, hi, Ivy. Hi, Karen. Thank you for your time. You're welcome. Thank you for your support. I hit liked. Oh, thank you. Yes, if you guys didn't already do so, hit like on this video. Thank you. Drop a comment of any kind. It helps. I hit liked. Any insight about my gift, if I will be using any in the near future, will it be successful? I've been going through numerous surgeries in physical therapy again. Okay, so I feel like we're talking about a couple different things here. Any insight about my gift if I'll be using it in the near future? I see you doing tarot, and what tarot represents is third eye, psychic ability, clairvoyance, but through the use of a tool that is more about scrying than anything else. So when we're looking in a crystal ball, when we're looking in the flame, when we're looking at water, tea leaves, coffee grounds, whatever, runes, what we're really doing is we're looking and staring at an object that is telling us a story, but we are really psychically connecting and feeding that message at the same time. So it's this beautiful connection that you can have if you choose to. And the stories that you tell, the messages that you deliver, and the healing that comes out and through you to other people is significant. A lot of what you may find in your ministry going forward, or your client base, whatever you want to call it. Sorry guys, I think I'm like having an allergy attack or something. A lot of what you're going to find is that people are really lost in a circumstance. I almost want to use the last girl that I just answered. Was it Keisha, right? About the house. Now, she's not lost in her circumstance, but she's going to need some guidance on how to make moves within the year. And it's almost like that's what you're helping people with. You're helping them to understand if they feel overwhelmed, like they just don't know what to do. You're getting it into perspective for them. You're giving them a roadmap and a plan, which is the best thing any reader or healer can do. Put the power back in the hands of the people. Remove yourself from it, even if it's a loss of money to you, even if it's a loss of a client, because now they're empowered to do it. We should, as light workers, be putting the power back to the people. So you're educating them on how to take their power back, how to be intuitive, confident, make the right moves. And it's like through these skills, your light work is growing, let's say. And so give it out to receive more. It's like pay it forward. And it's very specific to those who feel lost. Okay. And that's going to be within the next 6 to 7 months. So yeah, I would get on it and I would stay on it. The only other thing I really want to say to you is you're a bit inconsistent. And I know it's draining, and I know doing this work is like, I don't want to show up today. A lot of the time it's exhausting work. Even with a tool, it's exhausting work, but you have to show up. You have to be of service and remove yourself from it. Remove ego. This is not about you, right? That's fear, manipulation, and control. Remove ego and just say, I'm here to show up. I'm going to open my mouth. I'm going to do the best that I can today. And if you do that consistently, it's almost like more people will be able to find you. So make yourself available and out there. Okay. Okay. We have another one from, okay. Susie on TikTok. Hi. Are my manifestations on their way to me? Well, it feels like you did 3 or 4. I feel like you actually had a list of like 6 at one point. So whichever ones, some are, some aren't. Some are tied up in what almost looks like downloading, rebooting. Let's focus on that. I think that one of the things that you need to do is to eliminate some habits in your life that you haven't been willing to eliminate. I think this is a great time for you to look at your relationships and to say, what's not really working for me? Where am I wearing rose-colored glasses in my life? Where am I sugarcoating things? Where have I decided to convince myself that I'm okay with something that's going on, or I'm stagnating and I'm not making moves fast enough? The more you make moves and you make a bold statement to the universe that you're not tolerating anything below your energy level, the faster and easier these manifestations are going to come into you. Okay. But yes, some are absolutely on their way. All right. We have another one from Shannon Anderson. Good evening. Any messages from Spirit as I move forward with Philip? All right. Shannon and Philip. Philip is, sometimes he is a mover and a shaker, and sometimes he's more like loving that sofa and he's not doing a ton. And I think that going forward, that'll be the next thing that you address. That could end up being a pivotal point in the relationship where you decide you're either going to come closer together or you're going to go further apart. Philip may also need some motivation in sharing or expressing his thoughts and feelings. For me, that's a deal breaker. Someone who doesn't express how they feel about me. I'm not chasing anyone who is emotionally unavailable. And if he's waiting to be in a relationship with you to learn how to do this, we could have a red flag here, because he should have figured out how to do that before you showed up. I think that there are some things he's sort of learning on the job. You know what I'm saying? And I think that your tolerance level for that is going to have to be fairly significant. Other people would say that's a deal breaker. I'm not tolerating that. Should have been done already. And I think that you sometimes have a way of feeling like you're okay with things, and you are, honestly and truly, for a minute, and then you're not. And I think that if you're not, you need to be honest about that as well. So I think communication is key here. And I think understanding that his energy fluctuates from being really interactive and giving and on board and doing that in life to being like a couch surfer, like a sofa guy who's not really in the flow of anything, is very detached in relationships, romantically, in work, in life. And you have to figure out what that means for you. Okay. All right. Then we have one from Jessica Santana. I feel lost lately. Are there any messages from Spirit or my dad, Dave Santana, that can help or put me in a direction? Your dad is pulling on your left arm here. And what that means is that you're a little tied up, caught up, clogged up, he says, with some things from the past that you're not really letting go of. I think shadow work is a great idea at this time. I think that healing is important, not only situations that are recent in your life, but looking back. And I think that if you were to look back on past pain, losses, even failures, programming is a big issue for you. Programming, toxic instruction that you were given throughout your life that has led you to a place of dissatisfaction, anxiety, nervousness, anxiousness, restlessness, wanting more, needing more. It's time to cut some of that programming out once and for all. So you need to do some deep examination. I do some mini classes up here on YouTube at Ask Ivy, up in the playlist, Shadow Work Part 1, 2, and 3. You may want to just start with that and see where it leads. It's a good jumping off point, and it gives you some instructionals. But he's helping you through that journey, and that's really what it is. Nothing's wrong, per se, he says. Nothing's wrong. But in here, you have some work to do. And it's mostly going to be like tossing stuff overboard, okay? So if you were on a boat and there was too much junk on it and it was going to sink, and you had to pick and choose whether it was just going to sink and you were going to go down with it, right? Or you were going to toss all the stuff you thought you needed, you'd be throwing that junk over in a heartbeat. You would not even think twice about it if your life were at risk, right? So this is the universe's subtle way of getting you to do that. Right? He loves you very, very much. Okay, so Murray just put the Dreams class up here also. Dreams class, yes. Dreams is available up on the website. Criminal Investigations is up on the website. Colors and Orographs. The Coffee with Your Angels class I mentioned earlier, and Meet Your Guides. Those are classes where I also talk about the dream state and working with them in the universe. And we do have Psychic Mediumship course registration open starting, I believe it's September 12th. So you guys are going to want to check that out. And I lost my mind because I've been right brain for too long. So you guys will be able every Wednesday this month for August, because I'm writing the Symbology book. I am pounding this sucker out. You guys can tune in here every Wednesday here on TikTok and YouTube at Ask Ivy, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And then probably next month, we're going back to every other Wednesday. So in the meantime, if you need to book a reading with me, you can go to IvyRiveraPsychicMedium.com. Thanks so much, everybody. Thank you, Mairead. Thank you, Spirit. Have a great week.